Yo, what is going on, guys? This is the Ecom boss, and in today's video I'm coming at you guys with a strategy on when to give up on a product and when to scale a product. So there are three secrets in this video that I'm going to cover that can actually help you guys make a product work. Because in a lot of cases, people come to me with messages on Instagram all the time, and they will be saying things such as their product is dying, their ROAS went from 3 to 1, and I have all the strategies, guys, on checking if a product is going to work. If you're one of the guys who has a product that dies out really quickly, do not worry, I got you. And if none of my 3 tips here helps, I would honestly just avoid this product. It's going to be a lot about Facebook ads and also the product research part in general. So let's get straight into it. But make sure you guys take notes. Make sure you do this with your Facebook ads, because these are things you guys most likely are ignoring, which is causing the loss of a winning product. And I see this over and over again. People finding a winner, they don't do these changes to the ads, and obviously they're going to lose it every time. So if you like this video, if you just want to be a cool supporter of me, make sure you guys smash the like button and that you subscribe to my channel. And if you want to get in the dropshipping coaching program, you can message me on Instagram here, and if not, you can just follow me on Instagram here. So let's get straight into it. You have one product that you think is super good. You order video ads, it could be whatever, and you're going to run up this product. So you launch a normal test. A normal test is usually 7 ads at $10 a day, or it could be 10 ads at $10 a day. Some of you guys may already know these basics, but I still recommend you guys to just follow through, because in a couple of minutes the secrets are going to come up here. So you're launching this product. It does like decent. Let's say it produces like 2-3 sales the first day, which I consider to be kind of a successful test, but it also depends. If you have 3 sales but they're all in different ad sets, that's not really your ideal scenario. That's really unlucky. Would rather have 2 sales in one and then 1 sale in another one. Or honestly, in most cases for me, when it comes to my scaling strategy, I would have 3 sales in 1 ad set, because if you have 3 sales in 1 ad set, that allows you to do a $25 duplicate. So let's talk about the $25 duplicate. This is the basic, so I'll cover this first because you guys probably already know it. If you want to hear the rest, you can stay a little bit longer. But the $25 duplicate is a genius way to check if a product is going to work. But do not let the $25 duplicate fool you guys either, because in a lot of cases, or maybe not in a lot of cases, but in some cases, for me it rarely fails, but in some cases that can also fail. So don't let that determine if the product is bad or not. There's still 2 ways to check it. But that's the first thing I will do. Once one of my ad set hits 3 sales, I will duplicate it from $10 a day to $25. Still leave the original one running, because that's what it's optimized from. No point shutting off an original ad set if it's doing decent, but always keep it on before you do those changes. Duplicate the 3 sale ad set up to 25. If that performs good, you're on the track to do something good. But that is only one ad set. That is only one interest. You cannot rely on one interest. I had a friend actually who made $1 million of one interest. It's crazy, but that is not your normal scenario, right? You cannot depend on one interest. So what you need to do in the scaling phase, and I'm going a little bit off topic here, that is super important for you guys to add in 1 new interest every single day. Or honestly, my opinion, I would add like 2 to 3, but you can also add in 1. It's whatever. It depends on where you are in the scaling phase, right? And the next thing you guys need to do, and this is how I usually check if a product is going to work, I will be duplicating the ad set, and then I will split test the button on screen here, the detailed targeting button. I will be split testing that on or off. So normally when I test a product, I usually leave the detailed targeting button checked on, because that allows me to go a little bit more broad and let Facebook do its job when you're testing a product. So in every single case, I will be testing a product with the detailed targeting expansion button checked on. And what I will do later to figure out if this product is a winner, keep in mind you only do this if you're generating some sales. If not, you should just pass on the product. But what I would do later then, if I have 3 sales in 1 ad set with the detailed targeting button on and the $25 duplicate flops. So let's say you duplicate 25, you get 1 sale or you get 0, but the ROAS is bad, it's just not looking good. I'll then duplicate my detailed targeting ad set, or honestly that's just a normal ad set. But I would then just duplicate the $10 ad set and turn detailed targeting off or on, depending on what you have it on. So if it's set to have detailed targeting off, you duplicate and turn it on. If it's set to have detailed targeting off, you duplicate it to on. So that's what you guys gonna do. That's the second way to check if a product is working, because usually what I've seen is the detailed targeting button produces a way higher ROAS earlier in an ad set. Once an ad set's been running for some days, it might be a super smart move for you guys to just duplicate it and turn that button off, because usually I just use it to go broad in the beginning. So that's the second way to split test if a product is going to work. If that doesn't work, it's looking dark, but don't worry guys, I still got you with 2 other ways. And I know that there is a lot of gurus on the internet that tells you guys to leave the detailed targeting button off and that Facebook will just steal your money. It's honestly, it's wrong. So earlier, like 2016, 2017, a lot of people were not using the detailed targeting button because it didn't work that well back in time. Facebook wasn't as good as it is now, and honestly, it was really niche too. You will be working with a lot of small interests of like 1 million in the size, which nowadays you don't do that. You do bigger interests. That could actually be one of the reasons why your product is failing. You do small interests of 1 million size wise. While I do some at 1 billion, some at 40 million, 100, and I might do some at 5 million. I do everything. This is the point of the video where you smash the thumb thumbs up button and subscribe to me. You guys can see I brought in the Christmas vibes too in the background. But if that doesn't work though, the detailed targeting split test thing, I recommend you guys to just duplicate your $10 ad set and publish. Yeah, you guys heard me right. There's nothing more to it. This is just basic horizontal scaling to reach different segments of the audience. So what I would do, I'll just duplicate my ad set and I'll publish it. That's it. You're not going to change detailed targeting. You're not going to upper the budget. You just horizontal scale, take the ad set, duplicate it, and just publish. This is it. This allows you guys to re-optimize the interest and reach new segments of the audience, new pockets of the audience that have not seen your product before. Because let's say you give an ad set $10 to begin with. That's not too much money to figure out the ideal customer, but Facebook will always find someone that could be qualified to buy, right? So a $10 ad set just from testing might be a super good option for you, and it might pop 4 sales, right? But still, this might not be your best audience in this interest, even though it made sales. So I always recommend doing that like 2 to 3 times, just taking an ad set, duplicating it, and that's it. You just duplicate and publish to reach new people in the audience. And this is a genius thing to do, especially if a ROAS is dropping. If you have a really high ROAS, just starting to go down, you feel like the product is dying, you should definitely look into this because this is a genius tip. One more thing that I gotta cover here, which is a huge reason for the people in the scaling phase. But this could also be the reason to why you're never finding a winner. But in most cases, this is for the people in the deep scaling phase. If you're scaling a product, maybe it's doing like 1K a day, it could do more as well. It could do 10, it could do maybe even $500. But if you're doing that, you're scaling the product and you see that the ROAS is starting to drop. The ROAS just went from 8 to 4 and 4 to 2. This might be your creatives. First of all, before you check the creatives, you make sure you make it 25 duplicate. You make sure you duplicate without touching, which is my second thing, just duplicating, horizontal scaling. And then third, you make sure you duplicate it and split test the detailed targeting button on or off. If none of these works, the last thing I want you guys to do, I want you to do this anyways if you're in the scaling phase, is to duplicate your 5 best ad sets into a new campaign. And in that new campaign, you're just going to put like 10 different creatives under it and see which creative is doing the best. Because creatives get fatigued and they could get fatigued after just 4 days. So a lot of my friends will be changing creatives and maybe not, replacing them, but they would add more creatives every single week to give the audience new stuff to see. Maybe the other one didn't have the best click-through rate. And what I would do, keep in mind, this is my personal strategy, right? I don't claim to be the best, but it's worked really, really well for me and my students. But what I would do is I would look at the CTR, the click-through rate, and I would not care too much about the purchases, to be honest with you guys. The web page and the description is what's going to convert, and also how you target, how good you are with scaling Facebook ads. But how I see it is just I would duplicate my best ad set in a new campaign and look at the CTR, the click-through rate of the creatives, the videos, the pictures. It could be whatever you put in. It could be carousel too. If the click-through rate is high, you guys could just have a good page and it will most likely convert. So I usually bring back the ads, the pictures or videos that has the highest click-through rate. I'll bring them back into my old campaign, but I will not add anything to an ad set. So if I'm going to use them in my old campaign, I will have to duplicate. Another thing I want to talk about is CBOs dying out. The CBO will, in most cases, always die out after around 3 to 5 days. So definitely expect this. Don't be hyped when your CBO sees a high ROAS. I had a CBO in 63 ROAS. That one also dies out. So I'll probably give a CBO a lifespan of around 2 to 7 to maybe 10 days. And after those days, the CBO is most likely, in a lot of cases, going to die out. And there are a couple of ways to fix this. If the CBO did good in the beginning, after 3 days, if it's still doing good, I would honestly just duplicate the CBO and double the budget. CBOs are vertical. You double the budget. You do not kill anything in the CBO. Keep in mind, this is my strategy, right? But you do not kill anything in the CBO. It's a vertical thing. You duplicate it, double the budget. And there are 2 ways of doubling the budget. First of all, just doubling the budget. And the second of them is, let's just say you have 4 ad sets. A way to double the budget is by cutting 2. Because now you only have 2 ad sets, but it's still running at the same price. So it's more money left for the other ones. But you don't cut, you duplicate, and then you cut. You make changes like duplicating. That's super, super important. But CBOs, you need to expect the fact that a CBO will always die out a little bit quicker than a normal campaign, at least in most cases. And don't be super, super scared when that happens. That is my tips, guys. New creatives, that's for sure super, super important. If you guys want to get creatives, message me on Instagram here. I'm not going to expose the site that makes my creatives because I don't want it to get saturated. But I'll definitely give it to the guys messaging me because I know nobody's going to message me. So message me on Instagram here if you want my site. The guy who's making my creatives, I'm not going to plug it here. And for real, whatever the gurus have been telling you guys, just try out the detailed targeting button for a little bit more than 2 products, because a lot of people would try it on 1 product and just say Ecom bus strategy doesn't work when you only tried it on a losing product. And if you don't have good creatives when you are starting out with a product, you're almost doomed to fail. How I see it in terms of popping a winner, which is kind of unrelated to this video, but I'll still go over it, is if you can combine combine a good video or picture, that means a good creative, you can combine that with good targeting for a good product. That is everything. Product combined with targeting. Because the thing is, a product could be targeted in a lot of ways by thinking outside the box. So what I probably would target for a healthcare product, when we're talking healthcare such as oxygen, for example, and lungs and heart rates type of products, I would target alcohol. Because the people that drinks a lot of alcohol or engage with alcohol on Facebook are most likely a little bit scared of their body, or they definitely know that something should be changed, and they're actually really interested in buying products like this. While most people would probably just target oxygen, they would probably target lung, they would target like healthcare and stuff, but I would target alcohol because I would think outside the box and try to figure out like what types of people need this. Not just the interest, but what kinds of people are like this. And that's a really good way for you guys to find interest. So it's product, ad copy, that goes for creatives, and the text isn't that important. It's on your web page, which actually matters. That the video, if it's good, will definitely get clicks. And then it is the interest selection is huge, and you should have a couple of big ones and a couple of small ones. That is my tips for you guys on how to figure out if a product is dying. The last thing I wanted to tell you guys is, when do you scale a product? If you're going to scale a product, get 3 sales in one ad set. Once you have 3 sales in one ad set, you duplicate that ad set to $25 a day, and then eventually it's just a game of getting more ad sets to 3 sales to duplicate to 25. Not doing the $50 duplicates until I have like 20 to 30 sales, honestly, because it usually takes some time to make $50 ad sets work. It can work earlier too though, and then it's just preparing for the CBOs. And the point where I enter CBOs, if you follow my strategy, is I will look for ad set that gets 7 sales, and my ideal scenario here is to get 3 to 5 ad sets to 7 sales within like 5 days, and then I'll take those, and it's going to be $50 per ad set. So if I have 4 ad sets, that's a $200 CBO, $50 per ad set. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm wishing you all the best Christmas, and if you don't celebrate Christmas, I'm just wishing you guys the best. I believe in all of you guys watching. Hopefully you believe in this channel too. I just bought this book, How to Blow Up on YouTube, because obviously I'm not blowing up on YouTube, but I guess it's gonna happen. I appreciate you guys so much, and I hope you subscribe and like this video, and you'll be seeing me in the next video. Peace.